में पढ़ते थे, धमकी दिया मैंने गलत झूठी, या वजह से मैं अपनी इज्जत की वजह से पास में कोठड़ो वहाँ बुलाई और हूँ चलेगी। नहीं सजा दिलवाऊंगी मैं, तो मैं ये केस छोड़ दूँ इन्हें। जैसे मेरे साथ इन्हें बुरो कर रहा है, मैं भी तो इन लोग कड़ी सजा दिलवाऊँ।
ये चाहते हैं कि इनको कड़ी से कड़ी सजा होनी चाहिए, फांसी होनी चाहिए सर। हमारी जो इज्जत है, हमारी बहन को कौन लेगा साहब? हम कहाँ जाए आप बताओ इस बात को। हमको डर जब तक रहेगा, जब तक यार पकड़े नहीं जाए। हमको हर तरफ खतरा है, हम अपने घरों में बंद है सर, इसलिए कुछ सुरक्षा हमारी भी करी जाए। रात में हमारे पास आनी चाहिए पुलिस भी, एक बार नहीं 2 बार, भाई क्या है क्या नहीं।
मुख्यमंत्री जी को पूछा क्या एक बार भी वो गए हैं जहाँ पर वारदात हुई है, या प्रियंका गांधी आई हैं? उत्तर प्रदेश तो जाती है वो, राजस्थान उनका प्रदेश है, उनकी सरकार है, क्या वो एक बार भी आई हैं?
Good evening. You're watching the explosive weekend debate with me, Poonam Burde. Now, over the last few days, we've seen the fight, or rather the greed for power, play out in Rajasthan. A rebellion, perhaps staged, a victory for the sitting chief minister, and a man who continues to wait in the wings. Now, as the political drama plays out, the people of the state await a government that cares about them. They await a government that they hope will put their needs above its own. But as the saying goes, power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Is that what we're seeing in Rajasthan? Now I say this because the Gehlot government seems to be not just disappointing but betraying its betis. A 17-year-old was brutalized, gang raped by 8 men, filmed and then blackmailed for over 6 months. Her father has now filed an FIR, but 7 out of those 8 savages still roam free. Here the victim, who's completely dejected tonight. Her family is pinning all their hope on the state government to do right by them and to ensure that these 8 brutes get the strictest of punishment under the law.
स्कूल में पढ़ती थी
सर? मैं स्कूल जाती थी, नक्षत्र स्कूल में 8 क्लास में पढ़क रही, तो मेरे साथ 2 छोरा पढ़क रहा, अकरम और साहिल। अकरम तो बाजोट को और साहिल राजोटान बास को। इनसे मेरे फ़ोन पे बातचीत हो करी स्कूल के बारे में। तो इन्हें 31/12/2021 को फ़ोन करो रात में 12 बजे। तो कहाँ है? मैं घर पे हूँ। क्या कर रही? कुछ नहीं। नुके हमारे पे तेरी इतनी गंदी फ़ोटो, नुके हमारे पे तेरी इतनी गंदी फ़ोटो या छोड़ देंगे तो दुनिया मुँह दिखाने लायक ना रहेगी। मैं अपनी इज्जत की वजह से और डर की वजह से उन्हें मेरी इतनी धमकी दिया। मैं
उनके पास फोटो कहाँ से आ गई? क्या वो पहले ऐसे आपको जानते थे? कभी मिली थी उनसे?
नहीं सर, ऐसा तो कुछ नहीं है। स्कूल में पढ़ते थे, धमकी दिया मैंने गलत झूठी, या वजह से मैं अपनी इज्जत की वजह से पास में कोठड़ो वहाँ बुलाई और हूँ चलेगी। नहीं सजा दिलवाऊंगी मैं, तो मैं ये केस छोड़ दूँ इन्हें। जैसे मेरे साथ इन्हें बुरो कर रहा है, मैं भी तो इन लोग कड़ी सजा दिवाऊं, और कड़ी इतने कड़ी दिवाऊं 7 जन्म में फांसी मिलती रहे।
Is the state government, is the chief minister listening to that voice? And if yes, what is the government doing about that? To discuss that, we have women's rights activist Zakia Soman with us on this broadcast. Rajasthan BJP spokesperson Rakhi Rathore also with us. But I want to ask my first question to the Congress's spokesperson Mahima Singh. Now, Mahima Singh, we've seen the kind of politics that is being played out in Rajasthan as far as retaining power is concerned. It's also a state which goes to elections sometime next year. Is that all that's on the mind of the Gehlot government, of the chief minister himself and the Congress party?
I wonder, why do you say that, Poonam? Because unlike the BJP, we respectfully bow to the rule of law, and the law has begun to take its course in the matter in the state. The FIR was filed on the 29th of September, and the accused are already behind the bar. Some of them, yes, and some of them, the police is after them. Unlike the BJP, we have not bulldozed the evidences there. We have been asking the BJP under what provisions of the law did they bulldoze that resort. They failed to answer. We have been questioning them, who was the VIP guest? They failed to answer. When you say about absolute power, as you did in your report initially in your program, Poonam, I was wondering that that befits the BJP and the condition of the state of law in the country pertaining to women, crimes against women pertaining to the BJP today. Yes, very much it does. But in Rajasthan, I think this most stringent punishment must be accorded to the criminals in this case who have wronged our daughter. Anywhere in this country where the rule of law still prevails, whether the BJP abides by it or not, any crime against any daughter of this country must be dealt with in the most strenuous, in the most stringent manner. And the Congress has always maintained that and will maintain that, unlike the BJP, wherein you have, in the past 3 months only, you have Vinita Agrawal, you have Seema Patra, you have Bernard Marak, you have Pulkit Arya, and the list goes so on and so forth.
Right.
If I go about it, your entire program will exhaust.
And if you remember, Mahima Singh, it was right here on CNN News 18 just last week when we were discussing exactly that, which you mentioned about the Uttarakhand case and the bulldozing of the evidence. We questioned the BJP back then too, but today we're questioning the Congress because it's not just about this particular case. It also is about the data, and the data is very, very clear. As far as the NCRB report is concerned, Rajasthan reported the highest number of rapes in 2021. The second highest number of overall crimes against women.
Crimes against women, Assam tops the list 5 times in a row. UP, Assam is 168.3%. The rate of crime against women as compared to the rest of the country, which is 64%. Assam is 168.3%. Shameful it is. 5th time in a row.
Right, and we'll question the BJP on that as well, because Rakhi Rathore, this is not about one particular state or one particular party. It's about the safety and dignity of women in the country. While you question the Congress party and the Gehlot government in Rajasthan, would you answer those same questions that your governments face in the rest of the country?
Look, Poonam, Rajasthan is a different case. Rajasthan is known to be a silent state. But you know what happened in last 3 years? We are topping the chart of NCRB from last 3 years. And the point is that, look at the statement which were given by the Chief Minister, who happens to be the Home Minister of Rajasthan also. He said that 56% of the cases are fake cases. During budget session, the Cabinet Minister said that, yes, we are topping the chart because Rajasthan to mardon ka pradesh hai. If these kind of statements would be given by the senior leaders of the state, then what will happen? And that these things will definitely embolden the criminals here. And this is very apparent with the yesterday's incident that happened in Alwar. Because 2 days before, when Chief Minister was apologizing to Sonia Gandhi, I think we should feel sorry for the female and women of Rajasthan with whom he has promised in 2018 that he will take care of the security and safety of the women. He said today that he will not break the trust of 102 MLAs here in Rajasthan. I just want to ask, what about the promise you made in 2018 about for the safety and security of women in Rajasthan? But actually, the problem is that since 2018, the government officials, they are busy in taking care of their chief ministership. That is the only thing they are doing. The law and order condition has totally collapsed. And the second point is that there is a serious governance paralysis which is there in Rajasthan, because Mahima ji knows that there is a series of incidents which has happened in Rajasthan, especially in the state Alwar. He was telling me about that. The evidences has been removed. I just want to ask one question. She was a mentally retarded girl was there, and before giving that whole investigation to CBI, the state government has removed everything. They have washed that area, the crime area. So it happened in Rajasthan, and Rajasthan is not known for these kind of crimes. Actually, it is not very, this is not the record of Rajasthan. But from last 3 years, and you should admit that, the condition of law and order is poor here. Until and otherwise, you will not admit. I don't think we are going to improve the state's condition. But actually, the government is busy in their own issues, their own conflict. And that is the reason the condition
Mahima Singh, it's really about the optics. The state government may be working to its optimum.
Where in this country, although I absolutely don't feel up to answering, the BJP, the very irresponsible BJP, and we are answerable to the rule of law, and we do bow down to that, as I said right in the beginning. But I'm just asking, where in the country have you previously seen a building where a crime scene had happened being bulldozed? The jobs of their lordships being taken into the very hands by the legislative. This has happened in the state of Uttarakhand.
And you spoke about that, Mahima Singh. Let's come back to Rajasthan. Like I was saying, it's about the optics. Perhaps the government is working to the optimum, like I said. But over the last 1 week, over the last 10 days, all we've seen senior leaders, senior MLAs and the Chief Minister himself do and talk about the Chief Ministership, the power in the state, wanting to either helm the Congress here in the centre or perhaps not. That's all we've heard in the last 1 week. It's not just about the safety and security of women. That's just one of many issues that plagues the state. Is the government looking at those issues? Is a question every voter would ask you, and you are answerable to that voter.
Very much, very much. I have, right at the outset, I have shared with you that the FIR was registered on the 29th. And today we are talking on the 2nd of October. Some of the accused are already behind the bars. Rest the police is after. I am asking the BJP, who was that VIP guest for whom Ankita Bhandari was murdered? I'm asking the BJP, under what provision of law was the resort bulldozed? I'm asking the BJP, why is it in their party that we see case after case? We see a chief of their party in a state in Meghalaya.
Once, actually, I'll show you that every day 20 rapes are registered in Rajasthan. Ma'am, please come to do visit Rajasthan. 20 cases are registered every day in Rajasthan. And you don't have any answer of Rajasthan, ma'am. I'm so sorry to say, but you are, this is
might
not
the BJP spokesperson just stick to the issue and answer what I'm questioning? Because the last year when we were debating about the issue, all the spokespersons were found to be evasive. Today, when they are questioning us, when the law is already taking
today's topic is Rajasthan. We should talk about Rajasthan because the law and order condition is critical, really critical in Rajasthan now. So because you are into government here, we are going to ask questions. And as far as Uttarakhand is concerned, the Chief Minister has visited that place. What you have heard one statement from Gehlot ji. Gehlot ji is busy in taking care of their Chief Ministership. That's the only target he is having. Not a single statement has come from the Congress party. No MLA is involved, is taking care of these issues. So this is a serious concern. You are not concerned with the law and order condition. You are concerned with your internal conflict. You are concerned with your chief ministership. That is the only concern you are having here. So this is a problem, and at least admit that yes, the problem is there and we want to solve it. This should be the solution of the problem.
Those who have granted remission to the convicts of Bilkis Bano case have no face.
Ma'am, again, do you accept that Rajasthan...
And while the BJP and the Congress points in the other direction, Zakia Suman, I want to bring you in because this perhaps is the biggest betrayal of women and women's rights in this country. It's politicians doing what they do best, pointing in the other direction, trying to deflect blame perhaps, when all the women of this country want is assurances from their elected representatives that they will do right by them.
Yes. So violence against women, and particularly sexual violence against women, has become the latest kind of endemic in our country. We have failed to provide safety and security to our daughters, to the women of India. And unfortunately, we are seeing a huge incidence whereby any violence against women, any issue of rape, any issue of gang rape, any issue of sexual assaults on women gets politicized. It becomes about BJP, it becomes about Congress, it becomes about whichever political party that is in power. It is shameful that we are celebrating 75 years of India's independence. We are celebrating our Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, but we are unable to provide basic safety and security to our daughters. So the women comprise half the population of our country. And still we as a society, we as a system, and all of us as a government, all those who are sitting in the government, have failed to provide that atmosphere and that climate of safety and security. So it's really a big problem. And I feel that the political parties, their priorities lie elsewhere. And there is very little attention or prioritizing which is being done about women's issues generally, and women's safety and security in particular. So I think it should be the priority to provide this kind of assurance to all women.
Absolutely, and that's really what's important. And Mahima Singh, which is why I hope that Ashok Gehlot, or at least the Child and Women Welfare Minister, in the state comes out and says something. You keep bringing up the example of the Ankita Bhandari case in Uttarakhand, and we here on CNN News 18 question that as well, about whether or not there was an attempt at cover-up, whether or not there was an attempt to bulldoze the evidence. But the fact of the matter is the Chief Minister of the state did come out and give a statement, did give some assurances to the family. Can we expect the same out of Ashok Gehlot?
I would just say, a very pertinent question here, Poonam, is whether it is more important for the law to take its course in spite of undermining the law as it was done in Uttarakhand, or it is more important for the CM to right away come out. He will come out, I am very sure, at the right stage, at the right time. The law is taking its course. Whereas in the country, we don't see the Union Minister for Women and Child Affairs, Ms. Smriti Irani. We don't see the Prime Minister. Unnao has happened, Kathua has happened, Hathras has happened. A daughter was burnt illegally in the midnight. Have we ever seen the Prime Minister or the Women and Child Affairs?
You can't compare apples and oranges. Why bring in the Prime Minister? We're talking about the head of the state. Ashok Gehlot is not just the Chief Minister of the state, he's also the Home Minister, which means he's directly responsible for the law and order in the state. He does not have to come right away and speak of it. But yesterday he made a public appearance. He said, I wish the people of the state give me another chance next year. This morning he had a public appearance yet again where he spoke about the Congress's leadership and his conversations with Sonia Gandhi and how Kharge would be a great leader to lead the Congress party. He's been making public appearances, making those kind of statements. One word of assurance to the people of his state, to the daughters of his state, is that too much to ask for?
I ask the same of Smriti Irani and our Honorable Prime Minister, please.
So this is just how it is going to be. If the BJP does not do it, then why should the Congress do?
Unlike UP, unlike Uttarakhand, the law is its course and very much in abidance with that. The law is not undermined anywhere, unlike it is done in the BJP states. Bernard Marak of Meghalaya.
And Mahima Singh, I'm sure the BJP disagrees you with on that, but that's really where it's come down to. It's just about politics, unfortunately. We do hope, cutting across political party lines, that elected representatives who came to power on promises of fighting for their people, of ensuring the safety and security of their people, especially of their women folk, come out and actually deliver on those promises. One word of assurance, one comment of assurance is something that could go a long way for building that confidence in the people of this country. And I thank you all for joining me on this broadcast, but I'm running out of time. And we, of course, will be tracking all the very latest developments in that case and many more. Before now, we are slipping into a quick break. Lots lined up for you on this edition, so don't go anywhere.